Okay, so apparently the wither effect had big effect on the zombie pigman. That probably made no sense, but whatever. What's up, agents? Zer here, welcome back to the lab. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mob Fighting Cup add-on. Now this add-on was actually created by a guy by the name of Minecrafter001. However, unfortunately he doesn't have any social media that I can properly give credit to down in the description, so I do apologize for that, but you can always check the link in the description to check on this add-on for yourself. Now, this is actually a fairly simple add-on. In theory, as far as how the add-on works, is probably pretty complicated, but I'll go ahead and explain how this works. So, pretty much every mob in the game is actually made hostile and will fight each other until one of them dies. And I actually have everything already set up over by the obsidian chamber, which we're going to be getting to in a little bit. We're going to be spending a lot of time over in that obsidian chamber, just so you guys know. So this is going to be an action-packed add-on showcase. So the first thing that we have right now are these cups. Now these are basically like trophies that you would like normally get, like, well, they don't use the trophies and cups in the Olympics. They use medals, but you at least get the idea. So we have a standard cup. I'm not entirely sure why this is in there, but it apparently is, so I'm not going to question the add-on creator. We have a bronze cup, we have a silver cup, and a gold cup, which obviously means third place, second place, and first place, as you guys probably already know. And that's pretty much all the changes as far as blocks are concerned in the add-on. But as I mentioned, they changed the behaviors of mobs, and we're going to be using the obsidian chamber as basically a little bit of an arena. So I've got the obsidian chamber already set up for this, and I decided I want to use a small chamber for this. So I've actually got myself 9 battles of which I want to see taken on with this. And that's right, I said this was going to be action-packed, and it's definitely going to fall under that category. So let's go ahead and start off with Wolf versus Ocelot. I have no idea how any of these battles are actually going to end up turning out, so I press that button. It's going to close off the obsidian chamber, so let's go ahead and spawn Wolf over in this corner, and an Ocelot in this corner. And apparently I spawned in more than one Ocelot by mistake, and already they're making an attempt in taking each other out, I can tell. And so, one Ocelot down, 2 Ocelots down, and the Wolf is victorious. That didn't take too long. I'm not 100% surprised. By the way, I do want to go ahead and mention that the mobs are all going to be hostile towards you if you install this add-on, so it's highly recommended that you're in creative mode, that you test this out, and that's why I'm testing it out the way I am. The next battle that I want to take on is the chicken versus the rabbit. And the reason is fairly obvious. It's because they're both some of the weakest mobs in the game, and as far as health is concerned. You can take a chicken out with one swing of a sword, and if you're able to catch a rabbit, because they do run away from you normally, they're pretty much the same. They have a low amount of health, so I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to end up going. And already they're going at each other. I have no idea who's going to win. This, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but this is probably one of the more weird battles I came up with, and yeah, the chicken one. Alright, so there's the chicken versus the rabbit, and if you couldn't tell, I've actually got a button that's actually going to end up killing the mobs at the end, so that we have a clean fight at the end of each battle. So there's the chicken versus the rabbit. Next up we have a slime versus a Magnacube. Basically a slime versus a fire slime. Now, spawning these guys in is going to be a bit interesting because they all spawn pretty much in 3 different sizes. So how this is going to turn out, I have no idea. But I know this could be interesting way. So let's go ahead and spawn in a slime, and I think the slime just glitched through the obsidarena. Okay, so I guess this fight's probably not going to happen. Alright, let me go ahead and kill the slime. I'm going to have to click the kill button 3 times. Alright, so I guess this fight's not going to take place because the obsidian arena is technically too small for them to spawn. Okay, I probably should have thought that through. Apparently I didn't. Next up on my list, I actually have 2 sword-wielding mobs. We have a wither skeleton with a stone sword, and we have a zombie pigman with a gold sword. Now, I don't know how this fight's going to end up turning out, but we're about to find out. So let's see how this works. Okay, so I think okay, so apparently the wither effect had big effect on the zombie pigman. That probably made no sense, but whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and take care of the wither skeleton and open up the door. So that was honestly a lot more anticlimactic than I thought it was going to be. So next we have an evoker versus the vindicator. Now these guys, they usually tend to get along very well inside of woodland mansions, usually, because they both spawn there. They don't usually attack each other. So we've got an evoker and we've got a vindicator. So let's go ahead and see how this ends up turning out. Okay, so yeah, the vindicator with an axe definitely took the win. Okay, I guess I should have expected that. Alright, let's go ahead and take you out and open the door back up. Alright, so there's that battle all completely done. So let's go ahead and move on to our next one. Now, there's actually a battle of which I wanted to attempt, but unfortunately I could not find one of the spawn eggs, and that was the endermite versus the silverfish. I found the silverfish spawn egg. There is no endermite spawn egg. I do know how to spawn endermites. It's actually a very low chance of using ender pearls, but unfortunately they don't have a specific spawning. So let's go ahead and spawn in the skeleton. Now these are obviously both mobs that have bows, whereas the stray technically has slowness arrows, but that shouldn't have any effect on our little skeleton friend because they're both going to do pretty much the same amount of damage. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to turn out. And wow, that skeleton just got wrecked by the stray. I wasn't even expecting that. Okay, so there's another battle that was fairly anticlimactic. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of an interesting battle on our hands. We have a cave spider versus a regular spider. I have no idea how this is going to turn out at all. And again, that's kind of how it is between all these battles. So let's go ahead and spawn in the cave spider. Now the cave spider, I do not know whether or not actually has less health than a regular spider. However, I do know it does have the ability to poison. So it does have that advantage over the regular spider. So let's go ahead and see how this turns out. And are you guys, there you go, now you're fine. I was wondering, and it looks like the regular spider might be immune to poison. Okay, so that's something I actually did not realize, is that the regular spider is not affected by poison at all. That's actually kind of interesting. That's something I did not know about the spider. Okay, so let's see, what do we have left? We have 2 more battles of which I want to take on. I want to take on the husk and the zombie. Now, I don't know whether or not the husk actually has more health than the zombie. I know the husk, when attacking the player, creates a hunger status effect. I do know that much. However, I don't think a regular zombie is affected by that. But yeah, let's go ahead and test this out and see how this turns out. And they're already going after each other. Alright. They seem to be doing pretty much the same thing to each other. Okay, the regular zombie for the win. I don't know whether or not that was luck or because of in-game statistics of the regular zombie versus the husk. That's kind of interesting. Alright, so there we go. We've got that battle all completely done. We've got one final battle left that I want to take on. And as you can tell by what's in the chest, you obviously know what I'm attempting to do. We're doing a snow golem versus an iron golem. Now, the iron golem has the advantage of health and attack damage, whereas the snow golem has the advantage of the fact that it's using snowballs, which are a projectile, which also might, I'm not entirely sure about this, but they also have a little bit of knockback with their snowballs. I'm not entirely sure. And I don't actually think, will the snow golem actually be able to do any damage to the iron golem, now that I'm thinking about it? Because I know for a fact if you throw a regular snowball, or is that eggs I'm thinking of? I'm not entirely sure. I know eggs don't do damage. I don't know if the snowballs do anyway. So let's go ahead and see how this battle turns out. This probably is going to end up being very anticlimactic, if I'm being completely honest, but we're going to find out anyway. Let's go ahead and see how this turns out. Oh, yeah, that was definitely anticlimactic. One shot. Alright, I wonder if the snow golem didn't see the iron golem as hostile. That might be what happened. I'm not entirely sure. So let's go ahead and try another one. Let's see. Maybe you can throw. Nope, it doesn't matter. He takes them out regardless. Alright. So that is literally all the battles that I wanted to go ahead and test out. Now, there are obviously other battles that you could probably try out for yourself if you decide you want to download this add-on for yourself, which again, that's down in the description. But those are literally the only battles that I personally could come up with that I thought would be kind of interesting. But other than that, that's actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at MCPEDL to stay updated. This has been Zer0's. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.